Hello everybody, welcome to another video. On this video I wanted to do it specifically about the standalone system that I use with my two-way radio, the Bofang UV5R. This kit has been on another video. I'll put a card up here, and I did show it, but it was quite dark on that video, so I thought I'd just do another video on it, and this is going to be linked into another video that I'm going to do in the future. So without further ado, let's take a look what's inside the bag. So as I've just said, I use the Bofang UV5R radio, dual band VHF and UHF. You do need a license to operate one of these type of radios. The beauty of it is, with this radio, is that it will also, as well as being an amateur radio, it will also pick up commercial bands. So in an emergency situation, if you usually information is given over local radio stations, so that allows me to listen into local radio stations as well as get information from other ham radio operators in the area. So the bag itself, everything in this bag is designed for prolonged use. Once the battery's dead on this in an emergency situation, not even an emergency situation, it can be used in any kind of situation, but it allows me to operate for a longer period of time. Okay, so the pouch itself is not waterproof, so usually everything's in a plastic bag. So the first thing that's out is the actual base unit, or the charging unit. I also have the 240 mains adapter for that. The reason being is, let's just say you was evacuated and you were sent to maybe a school or a leisure centre, the chances is there's going to be power there. So that goes with it as well. So let's just put that to one side for a second. So we've obviously got a spare battery. This one's the 1800 milliamp hour battery. I don't tend to use this because the clip has broken on it, but at a push, yeah, I can get away with using that. So we've got a spare battery there. We've got a few other items here. We've got a spare aerial, which is a Nagoya NA701. So just a spare aerial. And everything that I want to keep dry, obviously, keep in these little Ziploc bags. So in this bag, I've got the user manual. Now, to program this radio, you can do it manually. I find it a bit of a pain, so I do use a computer to program it. But got the user manual just in case I do need to program it manually. Also in there is a spare little adapter for the aerial, a pencil and a pencil sharpener. Just a normal notepad, just in case I need to jot any call signs or any information down in there. Carry a pencil because it can just be sharpened. And then the next little book is this is what I've written out myself, and it covers most of the repeaters in the United Kingdom, major cities, you know, all over the place. Not every single one's in there, but pretty much most of them are. And then we've got a few local radio stations at the back. So we've got BBC Wales, we've got Heart Wales, Deeside Coast, Merseyside, a few other different ones there. So that is my repeater book. Also on there is my call sign, my date of birth and my place of birth, written on the front in a permanent marker. Right, so next we have one of these, which is a dummy battery. My hands are a bit cold today, but so all that's in there is 6 normal AA batteries. So obviously it can't be charged because these batteries are not able to be charged, but it's if you've got a supply of AA batteries, you're good to go. You just keep replacing them in there. It doesn't last as long as its normal battery, but yeah, it can get you out of a sticky situation. And all these items are bought aftermarket. This doesn't need to be in there in this bag, but it is anyway. Basically, it's a security style earpiece that plugs into your radio. One's the microphone and one's the earphone, and then it has a lapel clip and a push to talk button. So we've got a supply of additional 6 AA batteries for the dummy battery holder. Now this bag is the important one really. This is the system that will allow me to connect to anything. So if I've got a 12 volt battery, we've all seen these, they're in cars. Basically your 2 crocodile clips go onto your terminals of your 12 volt battery. Then you've got a cigar or cigarette style thing that you get in your car. I don't actually know what they're called. What, a barrel? Call it a barrel. So in addition to that, we have this. Now the radio doesn't work on 12 volts. I think it's 7.5 volts. Just check the battery. 7.4 volts the batteries are. So once that's on the 12 volt source, I can plug this in, and this is called a battery eliminator. So basically you take your normal battery off the radio, you stick that one in its place, and it isn't a battery. Obviously it's going to get its source from your 12 volt battery. Inside there is a little resistor that will step the voltage down from 12 volt down to 7.4 volts for the radio. So there you go, 12 volt battery source with the battery eliminator. That's going to keep you going a long time. So we'll just take that off. So the next thing, if you're there for a long period of time, you've got a 12 volt source. Again, this has got a little resistor in it to step the voltage down to the correct voltage, but we can stick that in there, and then we are able to charge that battery and that battery. So there's no, if you look on the back, there's 3 pins. On the dummy battery there's no pins, so you wouldn't be able to charge it up. So yeah, it's a really good system. Doesn't weigh that much, and you know, in the event of an emergency, or you do need some flexibility for your power to your radio, then all that will help you out. Okay guys, so I hope that's given you a little bit more of a rounded overview of a comms kit that I carry with me. It's mainly to do with power obviously, and a little bit of information in there. So it is a standalone system. If you had a 12 volt battery, you could operate pretty much indefinitely. Right, so I'm going to be doing a video about how to put together an evacuation bag. So if you needed to evacuate your house or your property for whatever reason, then I'm going to do a video about, you know, what things you should be taking, what things you should be thinking about. But that's coming up in the future, and this video is part of that video. Obviously, if you've not got a license, you can get a wind-up radio. Most mobile phones have a radio on them, as long as you carry the earplugs for it, because that acts as the aerial. A small kind of Walkman radio, battery powered, would be fine, as long as you've got spare batteries. So there we go guys, I'm waffling again. Thank you very much for watching. If you're not subscribed to my channel, please do consider subscribing. Give me a thumbs up, and leave some comments. Any questions, leave them in the description as usual, and I'll see you all on the next video guys. Thanks for watching.